first and foremost, you're not, when you deal with a teen or an adolescent, you're not really dealing with a teenager anymore. You're not dealing with a child. That innocence has long been slaughtered. It's almost like the first agenda is to institutionalize their mind. And so you're not dealing with a person. I rarely see parents interact with their children as an actual person. They're dealing with a role, because that parent has subjugated themselves to the role. Whether they feel big about it or whether they're just ignorant, I don't know. But they're already caught in the roles, and the person to person, or let's say it even more succinctly, the human to human interactivity is basically null and void. And so therefore, what you're doing is you're now just giving a set of rules and a set of laws to a child, asking that individual, that soul, to perform, and you're adulterating its original spiritual and organic intelligence. You don't project trust on the child. You've got to try to micromanage everything that it's going to do in the outside world. You project your own fears, your own longings, and you're using your children as crutches. This is what I see a lot going on in the world. And of course, the time will come for them to rebel, and the time will come for them to realize, because the natural intelligence within them will tell them that their parents or the establishment figures are broken. And then they will obviously go towards the Pied Pipers and the Dr. Strangeloves who are waiting out there in the media to give them the false models, and we can list so many of them, which then they will identify with. And this is what is happening. It's just another form of colonialization on the mind of the child. You're not seeing a true child anymore. That's pretty much null and void in today's world. And you're forcing and coercing them to be young adults long before their time, And my mentors like C.S. Lewis, we just finished shooting a C.S. Lewis section in Belfast, so I had to review his work. And he, of course, you'll remember, wrote the beautiful Narnia Chronicles, And even in the misinterpretation of these great men's work, in the kind of way that people have ignored, what the great masters have said about how to raise children and how to keep them doubting and how to keep them skeptical and how to keep them questioning and how to help them with their curiosity, to encourage that and to encourage free thought. It's just continually prohibition. It's continually a state of the prohibitive as opposed to the permissive that is happening. And, of course, they will rebel against that. And that's the danger, because then they have nowhere else to go except to the media, which then, sends them the worst possible memes that they then embody in their mind. So that when you're seeing them today, they look like they've just stepped out of an advertisement in Vogue magazine or off some billboard. They're completely, just completely, what you would call it, the same as everybody. They've identified with all of these particular images that they see, some of them very, very negative, And unfortunately, this is what happens when you have not strengthened their sense of organic intelligence, their natural flow of intelligence, which is very high when children are born. Children are incredibly knowledgeable and incredibly smart, but we work to destroy that natural intelligence. It's really tragic.